Earlier this week, it emerged that English Premier League giants and reigning European champions, Chelsea, approached Serie A giants Juventus for the services of talented forward Federico Chiesa. Reportedly, the Blues made a bid of around €100 million, which was instantly rejected by the old lady, with the club's senior hierarchy deeming the youngster unavailable at any price. While Chiesa's performances are not much of a surprise for those who have been following Italian football diligently in the last few years, the youngster's full extent of talent was visible to most people around the world during Italy's triumphant Euro 2020 campaign. What's up everyone, welcome to Goalside. Today, we're going to discuss the future of Federico Chiesa and how the young forward is set to become one of the most talented players on the planet. We're going to talk about Chelsea's bid for the player and see whether Juventus would be forced to sell him or not. We also need to give you fresh updates on a player that Arsenal have been chasing for a long time. And we've got a scoop on Manchester United's interest in Raphael Varane. So before we begin, make sure to subscribe to our channel and make sure that you never have to miss out on any of the content that we upload on a daily basis. Arsenal set to secure big money move. After allowing William Saliba to leave the club for another loan move, Arsenal still need a proven addition to their backline. Saliba is yet to be given a fair chance by Mikel Arteta and is set to play for Olympique de Marseille in the 2021-22 campaign. In order to ensure that the new campaign starts with a more stable backline, the Gunners have been hot on the trail of England international Ben White. The young centre-back is currently under contract at Brighton and Hove Albion, but could soon be leaving for the London club. The likes of Sky Sports, The Athletic and Goal claim that the Seagulls have already accepted a £50 million bid for the 23-year-old defender. The move is more than likely to happen and should be seen as a major piece of business for Arteta's side, who needed to make a statement signing this summer anyway in order to placate the disgruntled fanbase. Hopefully, White's arrival could initiate a new chapter in the club's recent history, because let's be honest here, Arsenal Fan TV has really taken the mickey out of things. United close to signing new centre-back. All Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's need to bring in a new centre-back is common knowledge at this point. The Red Devils need a more stable partner for Harry Maguire in defence, and it appears that the Norwegian tactician has finally found his man. In recent weeks, Manchester United have been linked with a move for France international Raphael Varane, currently under contract at Real Madrid. The 28-year-old is eager to experience something new, and Los Blancos know that they can't afford to let him leave as a free agent next summer. While there was interest from other clubs, Varane prefers a move to Old Trafford and is reportedly sold on Solskjaer's long-term plans for the team. We can confirm that Varane has already agreed personal terms with the club, and Manchester United are on the verge of sealing a €50 million move for the World Cup winner. This move should excite United fans, since the Real Madrid man is exactly the sort of defensive partner that Maguire needs. The Red Devils are also close to agreeing a move for Kieran Trippier, who is eager to leave Atletico Madrid, despite helping Diego Simeone's side to only their second league title of the current century. Kane to force the issue. We're sure that Harry Kane must be frustrated to see a lot of his English teammates get closer to winning trophies while he stays at a club that keeps on changing its philosophy every few years. The Spurs striker deserves to win a trophy now at club level, and with Manchester City seemingly interested in his services, you can expect the striker to force a move. Kane isn't the sort who would go down that road, but if Daniel Levy continues to resist City's approaches, the player's hand might be forced. Personally, no one should hold any grudges against Kane if he forced to move to City. He's been a loyal servant to the club for a very long time, and it's time for him to start looking out for what's best for him. Perhaps life away from Spurs is what's best for him. Federico Chiesa's future at Juventus. Federico Chiesa is quite a talent, isn't he? The most crucial thing about his attacking abilities that we observed during the Euros was that regardless of how his team is faring during the game, the forward does not alter his playing style. In the first half of the final, England were pretty much all over Italy, but that didn't stop Chiesa from making darting runs into the English penalty box. The youngster continued to play in the same manner throughout the second half, up to the point where he sprained his ankle and was forced to make way for Bernardeschi. Imagine how different the scoreline would have been had Chiesa stayed on the pitch in such fine form. Throughout the tournament, the former Fiorentina man was putting in impressive displays. At the age of 23, the sky's the limit for the young forward, who can play in a wide variety of attacking roles. The maturity in his displays is astonishing, but if you saw him at Juventus last season, that wasn't surprising at all. Following a couple of substitute appearances, Chiesa was given a starting role against Wales, and throughout the game he was a constant source of width and combined excellently with Matteo Pessina. Chiesa's ability to beat players with frightening electric speed and ability to turn them around is what makes him such a dangerous man to come up against. The Chiesa heritage. Now, football is something that wasn't acquired. Federico was born in a football family, with his father Enrico Chiesa representing Italy, Sampdoria, Fiorentina and Lazio. Interestingly enough, Roberto Mancini and Enrico Chiesa were both teammates at club level, while their sons also played together at Fiorentina. Federico's father helped Chiesa go through the stages of eventually signing a professional contract, but even that wasn't enough. Chiesa was never the most physically dominating player during his early days, and the player himself says that he was inspired by Cristiano Ronaldo's work ethic in order to develop. A future away from Turin? So, getting back to the main story, Chelsea must have been monitoring the youngster for quite a while and didn't make a bid after his Euro 2020 performances. Of course, those displays must have confirmed what the London club's scouts knew all along, but we're sure that the scouting department had been looking at his profile. The Blues have the purchasing power and the allure to attract top talent, which is why Juventus should be a little bit worried, at least. Players get wound up as well, and if Chiesa decides that a move to the Premier League is what he needs to further his development, then don't be surprised if you see him leave. Financial trouble. More than that, Juventus have their own financial issues that need to be addressed. There was a reason why Fabio Paratici was so eager to see the club be part of the failed attempt at creating a lucrative European Super League. The Italian giants have limited funds to work with and might be forced to sell a few players in order to avoid the same financial issues that have plagued Barcelona in recent months. More than that, Juventus don't even have the full rights to Chiesa. Last summer, Juve agreed a deal with Fiorentina that would allow the Turin club to keep the player for 2 years before paying a full fee for his services. The loan fee was around €10 million with an obligation to buy as long as certain clauses are met. In theory, Chelsea's offer could go some way in helping alleviate Juve's financial issues. Chelsea don't mind paying over the odds for players that they want. Every player and every club has a price, and the Blues might end up making an offer that Juventus might not be able to refuse. The club's fans might not want Chiesa to leave, especially after showing how bright his future's going to be. But then again, if his departure helps the club's overall level improve, then a departure can't be ruled out. But we're sure that even a fee in the region of £120 million would be enough to convince the Bianconeri into selling the winger. At present, Juventus are eager to reduce their wage bill, and they're reportedly looking at suitors for Cristiano Ronaldo, who occupies a major portion of the club's wage bill. Therefore, you can expect Juventus to prioritise settling their finances through Ronaldo, rather than through a player who represents the immediate and long-term future of the club.